Hey, welcome back. As promised, we are going to continue talking about the e-bike legislation that passed in New York on April 1st. And with it comes a whole host of laws and rules that are completely distinct and new following e-bike legislation. So if you remember last time, we talked about the three new classes of e-bikes: Class 1, Class 2, Class 3. So let's get into the rules and the laws that are going to accompany this, and they are lengthy, and there's a lot of them. So I'll try to walk through them and break them down. First one that I find beginning, and if anybody's really interested in doing a deep dive into this, it's Executive Law Section 7508-B, and then Part A is 95-08B. I mean, what I'm looking at here in front of me is in excess of 20 pages of new law. All right, so Class 3, which we talked about earlier, the new law requiring Class 3 operators is to wear a helmet. So any operator of a Class 3 bike with electric assist is required to wear protective headgear. A fine for failure to wear the headgear can be as much as $50. You can get a waiver of that fine if you can show substantial compliance that you purchased or rented a helmet following that fine. And the courts will offer forbearance if you can show you are unable to financially afford that fine or afford the helmet. However, if you're a recidivist, meaning you do that more than one or two times, they will no longer waive that fine. We also amended Vehicle and Traffic Law 1242 and 1243. So here we talk a little bit about the mechanics of the bike. So this is interesting. Every bicycle with an electrical assist shall operate in a manner so that the electric motor is disengaged or ceases to function when the brakes are applied, or the rider stops pedaling, or operates in a manner such that the electric motor is engaged through a switch or mechanism that, when released, will cause the electric motor to disengage or cease to function. So you need to have on an electric assist bike something that will disengage the motor by one of those methods. Also interesting, no person less than 16 years of age shall operate a bicycle with electrical assist. So you have to be at least 16 years old to ride an electric bike. That's also new. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the abilities of your local municipalities to govern their use, because we're talking right now about the New York State Vehicle and Traffic Law. However, every municipality, like the City of New York, counties of Nassau, Suffolk, and Westchester, has the right, according to this new statute, to govern the use of electric bikes and how they will be used. So, Vehicle and Traffic Law, this is going to be what I mentioned earlier, 1242, Part C. The governing body of any city, town, or village may, by local law or ordinance, further regulate the time, place, manner of operation of a bicycle with electrical assist, including but not limited to maximum speed, requiring the use of protective headgear and the wearing of readily visible reflective clothing or materials by operators of bicycles with an electric assist, and may prohibit the use thereof in specified areas, or prohibit entirely the use of bicycles with electric assist within such city, town, or village, provided that adequate signage is visibly posted outside the boundaries of such prohibited areas. So a city, town, or village can actually prohibit the use of electric bikes within their townships. The counties of Nassau or Suffolk may, by local law or ordinance, further regulate the time, place, manner, and use of bicycles with electrical assist, and the same, including not limited to speed, use of protective headgear, etc. So the counties have the right to do that. Also, the villages in the county of Westchester, and the county of Westchester has the right to do that and control their use. Now, this becomes a little bit more troublesome for a lot of people. Section A, 4A. No person shall operate a bicycle with electrical assist on any public lands or property other than a highway, exclusive of any greenway running adjacent to or connected with a highway, except that a bicycle with electrical assist may operate on any such lands that have been designated and posted for travel by bicycles with electrical assist in accordance with the provisions of paragraph B. So we now learn not for the first time, I know this has been an issue, that you cannot operate an electrical assist bike on any public lands or property. Also, when we talk about the greenway, our most famous greenway in the local area is the one running along the FDR, the Hudson Greenway. It's going to be prohibited within the confines of that park and on the Hudson Greenway. Any electric bikes. This is new because this is now a state statute, right? So the state statute prohibits the use of electric assist bikes being operated on a sidewalk. So typically, or before this, there were certain local municipalities that prohibited the operation of an electric bike on a sidewalk for anybody over the age of 13. For instance, you can't ride a bike in the city of New York on the sidewalk. Now, no electric bikes are allowed on the sidewalk at all. And because the minimum age is going to be 16, we're not going to have that youth exemption as well. You also cannot park an electric bike on a sidewalk when it is being used for personal use. And why do I give that caveat? Because if it's being used in a commercial setting, it can be parked on a sidewalk for the purposes of loading or unloading property. So your own personal e-bike, can't park it on the sidewalk. Commercial, you can. And caveat to that, no person shall park a bicycle with electric assist pursuant to this paragraph in any manner that interferes with the free passage of pedestrians on a sidewalk. They also now include every person operating a bicycle with electrical assist shall yield the right to any pedestrians, also creating a new law. One more interesting law, too. Every person riding a electric assist bike on a roadway shall ride single file. So that's new because we all know that you can ride more than one abreast if there's sufficient room to do so. Now riding an electric bike, no longer, you must be in single file. This one also troubling. Except as may be otherwise provided by local law, ordinance, order, or rule, or regulated, enacted, or promulgated pursuant to this article, a bicycle with electric assist may only be operated on highways with a posted speed limit of 30 miles per hour or less. So you cannot use an electric bike on any roadway that has a speed in excess of 30 miles per hour. And I'll read that one more time. May only be operated on highways with a posted speed limit of 30 miles per hour or less. That's troubling, right? Because there's a lot of roads out here, everywhere, that are going to be in excess of 30 miles an hour, especially outside the confines of the city of New York. So you're limited. We also are limited to speed. No person shall operate a Class 1 or Class 2 bike with electric assist in excess of 20 miles per hour, right? So you can easily get above 20 miles an hour on a downhill, but now you're limited to speed. With regard to Class 3, because they do have a different speed limit, you cannot operate a Class 3 in excess of 25 miles per hour. Anyone who's selling e-bikes, this is important. No person, firm, association, or corporation engaged in the business of selling or leasing bicycles with electric assist shall sell or lease any bicycle with electric assist on or after June 1st, 2022, unless such bicycle with electric assist has a permanently affixed thereto in a prominent location a label which shall include the following information: the class, maximum motor assist speed, motor wattage of such bicycle with electric assist. So now, it always used to be if we had a larger motor or larger power, you didn't know because it was hard to tell for the police officer. Now it's going to actually have to be posted. And one more interesting piece to remember, VTL 1242A. One of my favorite questions to ask at a bike shop or at a club when I do my bike law quiz, is it legal to operate a bicycle while intoxicated? Well, the answer is it's not illegal to ride while intoxicated on a pedal assist bike. But guess what? On an electric bike, now the operation of a bicycle with electric assist while under the influence of alcohol or drugs is a criminal offense. It is a traffic infraction and shall be punishable by a fine of not more than $300. So it's not like operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, but the same rules are going to be applied. No person can operate in excess of 0.08 percentage of blood alcohol. And now we are going to include e-bikes into that prohibition. That also includes anybody operating a electric bike while ability is impaired by drugs. That will also be a violation. So, wow, it's wonderful that we got e-bikes passed, but they come with a whole new host of laws, some troubling. Some really will limit our ability to use them on the greenway, will limit our ability to use them on roadways in excess of 30 miles per hour. That's going to be a problem. So we're going to see how the local municipalities are going to deal with this now, because the statute does punt it back to the local municipalities, to the cities, to the counties, to the villages, to the states, to make their own laws in terms of use and operation of these e-bikes. But sorry, it's a long post, a lot of information in there. And next time we're going to try to tackle e-scooters, because those are now legal in New York State. And they also come with a whole list of definitions and laws that follow them. But for now, thanks for listening and be safe.